day 95 and we are working on the electrical outlets and these light switches. First off, let's talk about building code. The average height that is recommended for a light switch is 48 inches. This basically would allow for reaching out at an arm's length without stressing your arm too much. Nice and comfortable is what we're looking for. Now, as far as the outlets go, we are going for about 30 cm. That is the usual distance that is required. And of course, if there is any countertop, we also choose about 30 cm above the countertop as the most advisable distance. By the way we have set things up is that all light switches are immediately upon entering a space or after opening a door. So when you open a door, depending on which direction the door opens, on the opposite side should be the light switch. I had a problem with this one because it was located way too far around the back of the wall, which would leave one guessing where the light switch was if they weren't familiar with its position. So we are going to relocate it right here, so that way when this door opens this way, we can turn on the light switch right away. And obviously we need switches for the air cons. The air cons require to borrow electricity from an existing switch and allowing for an air con to be placed as such, and then we switch right away so that we can avoid having wiring. One thing to take note of is usually, for example, at a stairwell, we have a switch that it shares the same line as another switch downstairs. So at the top of the stairwell will be a switch to turn off on and off the light, and it will be connected to the same switch down there, which will as well turn on and off the light. This will allow the switch to be turned off before going to sleep, for instance, or on your way down you can turn it off, and vice versa, whether you're coming into the house or you're in the bedrooms. Alright, we've decided to put the switches, for instance here in the bathroom, not on the wall that is most visible. We decided to put on the side walls just to have less of a fixation on where the electrical plug is at. And you can see our electrician is working on chipping away at the plastering to allow for space for the electrical outlets. So for example, the light switch here, the opposite light switch will be located right there, okay? And let me talk about how these are set up. The way we've set it up is that this will be a two-gang switch. One will operate the main lights and then the mood lighting. And on the right side, the same thing with this area, the kitchen. And in the middle area, this one, two-gang, one will operate the mood lighting of the bar, and the other one will operate the stairwell. And obviously it's connected to the one that I just showed you earlier. And this, for instance, is the light switch for the living room, and with one click of a button we will turn on all first floor canopy lights on the exterior. I've set it up that way because it makes more sense to me. Instead of having multiple lights for different areas, usually if you're going to turn on one section of a canopy, you're going to turn all of them on. There's no need to divide it up into quadrants or whatever. And we did the same thing with the second and the third floor up there. We've connected them all. This switch will also be a two-gang, and one will operate the patio lights, and then the other switch with one click will turn on all the garden lights. Once again, I believe there's no need to have multiple switches to turn on different sections of the garden lights. If you're going to enjoy the garden and its lights, you're going to enjoy all of them at the same time. That's usually how it works. This saves for electrical wiring, helps you from having to do too much troubleshooting, and at the same time just makes things more convenient, so you don't have to go running around the house trying to turn on different sections of what is actually one cohesive area. All right, so there it is, electrical switches and outlets.